Hey, what's going on, guys? This is a message for all of my producers out there. Now, what is a producer? Producer is somebody who's self-employed, a business owner, or even a salesperson. If you're in control of your income, you're producing at a high level, you are now a producer. Congratulations. How does it feel? Now, you may or may not be the top producer, you may or may not be the top in your field or your business. That's okay, either way. This is for you and you're going to want to check this out. You see, with the traditional model, it's fundamentally flawed, right? You know what I mean? How many times have you burnt everything to the ground? How many times have you gotten fed up, wanted to walk away, whatever the case may be? You see, there's two ways that it goes down in the traditional model. We have our roller coaster. We got all these peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. Or we hit a plateau, you know, we're kind of at the top of our game. We get stagnant, right? Things get stale. Now we start getting bored. We want to burn it all to the ground and just say, forget about it, walk away. Now, on the other hand, we got the roller coaster. We're up, we're at the top of our game. We start going down. Now we're starting to have feelings of guilt, feelings of blame, feelings of shame and anger. Start blaming those around us, our staff, maybe our technology. Maybe there's something wrong with us. We start having a complex. We start going, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe it's time to walk away. Maybe it's time to burn it down, rebuild, build something else, whatever the case may be. So we got guilt, anger, blame, shame in the old model. Is it predictable? Not necessarily. Do you get results? Yeah, but it's kind of hit and miss. Is it turnkey? Nah, not really. Can you duplicate it and teach it to somebody else? Yeah, you probably could, but we're just going to give it a nice big fat red X here too. Now, is it sustainable? Maybe. Question is, are you going to burn it to the ground? Are you going to walk away? What's going to happen? What's going to come out of this, right? It's complex. It's frustrating. Chances are it's not why we got into business in the first place, and it's time for that model to go. Now, what if there was a way to increase your profit by 40%? What if there was a plan, a blueprint, something to make that happen? Well, let me tell you what. Here's what happens when you have a predictable, sustainable system involved in your practice, in your business. So we have the old model, we have our plateau. Well, now we've no longer plateaued. We can scale it, we can grow it, we can automate it. Next thing you know, you're getting 40, 60, 80, 120% growth, and it's just going up. So you got your plateau here, you got this. Pretty cool, right? Now, on the roller coaster model, so you have your average, right? You have your median right here. Now, with the 40% profit booster plan, you got nice, steady, consistent growth. So you're more at the top of the peaks and valleys, and you're still getting the consistency, you're getting the predictability, the sustainability. You're not really having these big waves, these up and down, up and down, up and down to deal with, right? So, are you feeling guilty about stuff? Yeah, no, probably not. Are you feeling angry? Yeah, no, probably not. Things are generally going pretty good. I mean, there's things that are going to happen that are going to get you angry, going to upset you. Yeah, sure, fine, it's life, whatever, it happens. Are you going to be blaming anybody? Not really. You don't have too much to blame. I mean, maybe tech goes down or whatever. There's always going to be something, but the blame is going to be gone. Are you going to be feeling any shame? Well, not really. The peaks and valleys, the peaks and valleys, the peaks and valleys, they're, for the most part, they're eliminated. They're gone. So you don't really have that to worry about. Is it predictable? Yeah. Is it going to get you sustainable results? Yeah, most likely. Is it turnkey? Yes. What does that mean? Well, you know, you're going to hire somebody, you're going to plug somebody into your system, you're going to bring on a new form of marketing, a new method. Yeah, you can just plug it in, duplicate it, and have it completely turnkey. Way easier to train people, way more sustainable, way more efficient, way more cost effective than, you know, constantly burning and rebuilding, burning and rebuilding. Now, is it sustainable? Most definitely. Absolutely, it's sustainable. Now the question is, how do we make that all happen? And how do we take this, the old model, throw it away, be done with it altogether? Great question. Very glad that you asked. We've got a few key components drawn out right here that go into it. You got your automation and your autoresponders. What does that mean? Well, if you're collecting documents, you're getting agreements signed, wouldn't it be nice to have a system that just kind of pushes that out? You don't really have to worry about secretary, salespeople, anybody like that doing that. You just, maybe it takes a click of a button, maybe it doesn't, it goes out. Autoresponders. That means automatic ringless voicemail, text messages, and emails. They just go out. If it's done right, nobody can tell it's not you or your team sending those messages out. You record it once, you record 2 or 3 messages, you're set for life. Don't really get that in the old model. I mean, you can implement some of that, but it all goes part and parcel to make all this happen. Now, clone yourself. If I had $1 for every time I heard a producer say they wish they could clone themselves, man, I wouldn't be working right now. You know what I mean? That's just the way that it goes. So with robots, with technology, you can plug it into, say, your Facebook Messenger, your fan pages, your website, whatever your top 6 to 10 different qualifying questions are, that little routine that you go for when you first meet somebody, you could put that on autopilot. It'll sound just like you. It's running and it's working for you, whether you are or not. How many times have you gone on vacation and come back and gone, oh man, I got a clear calendar, I better get to work? All too often, isn't it? Now, interactive, fun, and engaging. How do you do that? How do you make that happen? Surveys, quizzes, calculators, estimates. There's all sorts of different ways that we can make that happen. Keep the prospect fun, keep them engaged, keep them going. That's pretty cool, right? You don't really have that in the traditional way of marketing and doing things either. Now, you can pre-qualify or disqualify people based on their answers. How many hours a week are you wasting following up with people, trying to qualify them, running coffees, lunches, dinners? Say goodbye. I don't know about you, but I calculated my costs, networking, lunches, dinners, being stuck in rooms with people that I didn't know and necessarily like. Those costs were way more, it was just way more expensive than marketing online, than doing other means of marketing and attracting clients and retaining them, etc. Time management, I just covered that. Labor enhancement or replacement, that's right, you can supplement labor with the technology, with the robots cloning yourself. You don't have to worry about labor laws, smoke breaks, vacations, none of that. 24/7, it just goes and it just runs, doing all the heavy lifting and all the behind the scenes work for you. It's intuitive, so based on the answers and actions that may or may not be taken, depends on what happens with the person that's in this funnel. Right? Very hands-off, very automated, don't really got to touch it. And you can automate your training purposes too. You can use it to automate training. We have a ton of training. So with that being said, here's the deal. You want to learn how to make all of this happen and more? Hit the form. That's right, hit the form. Every single week we will send you 2 to 3 tips. We're going to have strategies, tools, tactics, stuff that you can use and start implementing today to start making this happen in your business. Got a couple bonuses for you as well. What we're going to do is we're going to throw in our free blueprint. So the blueprint is a little white paper. It's a couple pages long, not much. Very brief, just goes through and outlines things that our clients are using today to get results and see that 40% growth and beyond in 6 months, 12 months. It's just like this diagram, it just keeps going. There's no limit, there's no cap. The only limit, the only cap is what you put on yourself. On top of that, we put together a 4-part video training series. You're going to get that free as well. So go ahead, enter your information, stay in touch. You don't want to be missing this stuff out. Let's get your business going to the next level. Cheers, guys.